Well, thank you, Kim. I appreciate the apology. I personally appreciate the apology because many times we've come before you and you have asked us for your trust, your faith, that you're doing the right thing, and to, postpone, give us time. We heard that, and it was really, it was devastating, and there's no other word I can use to describe it but devastating. But I do appreciate your apology for that. I think.
Could we have an answer to the question she posed?
Yes, that's exactly it.
Who wrote the document?
Yeah, because it wasn't signed.
That's what happened, because as it went before the Senate, it wasn't signed. There was no date on it.
No.
And so.
Right at the right time, too.
If I may.
And I'm not trying to. Was it you? That's not.
No, crazy.
We need to know the truth, and that's what I'm trying to get to. We need to know who drafted it, who released it.
Wood. Raise your hands.
Should I
Go ahead.
That document was not.
Now, wait a minute, the media release or the resolution, because there was two?
The media release.
Okay.
That document was not prepared as a press release. Approximately 2 weeks earlier, Mike McElroy and I sat down and presented to the council basically a legal memorandum regarding the pros and cons of that proposed bill, and what would happen if there was no tax agreement. And the document that was prepared, my understanding is what was used as a press release. So that document was prepared by the two attorneys, Mr. McElroy and myself, approximately 2 weeks earlier. Not as a press release, but as a memorandum to the council.
So I guess, again, I think you're in, if this was discussed in executive session, then I think you're in violation of the executive session, the Open Meetings Act, because that was not on the agenda that night. And I'll read you the part of the Open Meetings Act that pertains to that. In a closed meeting, certain personnel matters, collective bargaining, litigation, security, real estate transaction, school committees, student disciplinary hearings, and student report. I don't see anything in there about drafting a resolution or drafting media, so again, I think that was a violation of the Open Meetings Act, and I think you all know that there's it's been sent to the Attorney General's office. There's been several violations. So there were some people that were objecting to this media release going out. I'm taking it. There were some of you that didn't want it to go out. That were okay. So I guess my question is, why did you send it? If people didn't want it to go out, why was it sent? I don't.
It was made 2 weeks in advance at the right time.
And the other question is, if there was a vote taken, again, that is a violation of the Open Meetings Act. Well, okay, so June 8th then, let's go on to the June 8th meeting, which was the day after the media release was given out. At that meeting, there was only a few of us there because most of the people had gone down to the Senate to testify before the Senate. And so there was only a couple of us there, and again, I don't remember seeing anything on the agenda in regards to drafting a resolution, voting on a resolution, and it was nothing in the executive session part of the agenda that said anything about a resolution. So, I guess my question is to you then, that's a violation of the Open Meetings Act, I believe.
Matter of interpretation, I would say no. why.
Straight, will you?
The item of discussion of this power plant was placed on the agenda to be discussed at the executive session.
This wasn't a big discussion about the power plant, this was a discussion of the bill.
Right.
Two separate issues.
The item on the agenda was to discuss the power plant, and this bill had everything to do with the power plant.
Oh my God.
If I remember correctly, and I don't, okay, guys, if I remember correctly, there was, it did say discussion about Invenergy, but, I think you're the one that's stretching that a bit far, not me. The last thing I want to say, and I want to say this to everybody, not just the town council, but to everybody sitting in this room. None of us want this power plant here. None of us do. Right? And honestly, and I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth, but I think there are some people sitting on the stage that don't want it either. But one thing we have to remember, we have to come together on this. At some point, we all have to come together. We are fighting a very huge business here that has millions and millions of dollars at their disposal. We're a little town. We're just a little Burrillville. But we can fight this if we all stay together on this. Look, I'm not here to crucify anybody. That's not my goal in here. That's not my plan. I don't want to throw a rope and hang somebody from the ceiling. But, well, you know, I can't tell anybody else how to feel. I'm just telling you how I feel. We need to come together on this. We're gonna need the town council's help as soon as they're able to help us. We are gonna need their help. So either we accept it or we don't accept it. Personally, I wanna accept it, and I wanna stop this power plant from coming in.
They're not being honest. When will you help us?
Okay, that's a fair question. When are you gonna be able to help us?
You're not! Come on, God! When will you get to be a secret? Mike would leave. Get the job!
You deserved it.
Get Mike Wood out, then we'll be okay.
That's what they want to do.
Is the governor telling
Get the governor on our side.
If I may explain to you, the council has not taken a public position, whether they want to. Allow me to finish. It's one thing to be emotional and try to influence the siting board with emotions. It's another thing to do what we're doing, which is obviously we can't force the siting board to refuse the permit. But if we go through the process which the law mandates, which we're going through, and we have the facts, and hopefully our consultants are coming through with those facts, if they show us, and I think there's some arguments to be made, good arguments to be made, factual arguments to be made, that there are problems with this plant. If we can structure an argument that's not based upon emotion but upon reason, maybe we can be persuasive with the siting board using the advisory opinions from the planning board and from the zoning board to try to sway the siting board for or against the power plant. Now, I'm not speaking for the council. The council has not taken a public position.
I think
But
that-
at least allow us to go through the process and have the facts behind us to
When?
make that decision.
When?
Well,